Hey y'all, I'm thrilled to shed some light on a fascinating concept on the implications and applications of terror management theory in library and information sciences. An anchor paper by Hollister Lee, Elkins, and Latham, which identifies important areas for future work in the field, and I'm thrilled they ventured here first, making it easier for me to share this now. Today we're going to delve into terror management theory, TMT, and explore its profound implications for health information services, especially within the realm of LIS. So get ready to get a little uncomfortable because we're diving headfirst into terror management theory. But trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. So, what exactly is terror management theory? Essentially, it suggests that our awareness of death triggers the existential fear, prompting us to uphold and fortify our self esteem within the framework of our cultural worldview. It's a bit heavy, I know, but stick with it because it's crucial to understanding human behavior, especially when it comes to seeking and processing information. Now, picture this. You're chilling at home, watching Netflix, sipping your latte, scrolling through your feed, laughing at memes, when suddenly you see a morbid scene. And bam, you have a sobering realization that none of us are going to make it out of here alive. Not even you. Mortality salient is what they call it. It's your mental mama reminding you to thaw out dinner and clean your room before she gets home. But instead of dirty socks and cups, it's thoughts of your own demise cluttering up your brain. Yeah, mortality salient is no joke. Our awareness of death triggers a primal terror within us, sending us into a frenzy to protect our precious self-esteem and cling to our cultural worldviews like a life raft in a stormy sea. But fear not. According to terror management theory, humans have developed some pretty nifty coping mechanisms to deal with this existential threat. See, we humans like to think we're pretty special, so we create these cultural worldviews, like religious beliefs, political ideologies, and cultural norms to give our lives meaning and make us feel important. This worldview, in turn, provides us with meaning and purpose, essentially offering a roadmap for navigating this crazy thing called life. Then all we have to do is live up to the standards set by our cultural worldview. And it's like slapping a band aid on the wound of mortality. And this is where self esteem comes in. As an additional adhesive, according to TNT, self esteem acts as a shield against the anxiety of death. It's like our psychological armor against the Grim Reaper. It's what keeps us feeling good about ourselves. It's like your personal cheerleader, boosting your confidence and shielding you from the face of our inevitable demise. But here's the kicker. When our self-esteem or cultural worldview gets threatened, we go into full-blown survival mode. Suddenly, we're seeking validation from anyone who will give it, while brushing off anyone who dares to challenge our beliefs. TMT argues that the more reminders we encounter about mortality or when our self-esteem or cultural worldview is challenged, say, by a global pandemic or a heated political debate, we tend to dig our heels in even deeper, clinging to our beliefs like a toddler clutching their favorite blanket. This impacts our behaviors, including how we engage with information. And this is where it gets interesting. Terror management theory argues that when our self-esteem or worldview is challenged, our ability to manage terror weakens. We seek validation from others who share our worldview while dismissing those who don't. This dynamic influences everything from our political beliefs to our health-related decisions. And with the COVID-19 pandemic and censorship as a backdrop, it's the perfect real-world model to explore these ideas. Now, let's talk about the real juicy stuff, the implications, people. Terror management theory isn't just some abstract theory. It's got real-world applications. Now, especially in health information services, take COVID-19, for example, the pandemic through mortality salient, or our awareness that we will one day die into overdrive, sending folks scrambling for information like never before. And all this existential angst affects our health and information seeking behavior. But when faced with reminders of our mortality, we're more likely to seek out information and gravitate to sources that confirm our existing beliefs over reliable sources and avoid anything that challenges them. It's like confirmation bias on steroids. Now, don't get me started on information avoidance, which is the tendency of people to actively avoid information that may be threatening or frightening to their worldview and self-esteem. Turns out we'd rather stick our heads in the sand than confront information that threatens our worldview. While information professionals may assume that connecting people with reliable information will go a long way to solving these problems, TNT and information avoidance would suggest the situation is much more complex than that. Take, for example, how people react to mortality salience during the pandemic. Some may adapt by adopting healthier behaviors, while others might deny it the severity of the threat, leading to risky actions. And when politics enter the fray, things get even more complicated. Partisan divides can shape how individuals perceive and respond to health information, often to the detriment of their well-being. Now, there have been a variety of studies exploring how TMT may impact health-related decisions, and as well as health communication information dissemination. Now, Arndt et al. Found that increases in mortality salience or death reminders may lead to both adaptive or counterproductive health-related behaviors and decisions. For example, adaptive results in the response to literal threats and threats to worldview could lead to individuals realizing their vulnerabilities and choosing a more healthy lifestyle or working to improve their self-esteem and lower anxiety to improve their overall health. But negative results of increased mortality salience from real to perceived threats can lead to suppression or denial of health concerns, avoidance of appropriate treatment, or engaging in high-risk behaviors. It can go either way. Through the lens of TMT, if one's preferred cultural worldview or self-esteem is closely tied to their political beliefs, then information seeking, health-related behaviors, and health outcomes may be negatively impacted. Librarians, it's not just about providing accurate information, but about understanding how individuals gravitate toward forces that align with their worldview so that we can better contend with that and design more effective information literacy programs and services with a resounding commitment to focusing on cultural competency, inclusivity, and representation in libraries and in library collections as to aid in the reinforcing of harmful stereotypes and worldviews. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to further exacerbate the divide and bias entrenchment. But fear not, my fellow truth seekers, for the light is at the end of the tunnel and it is within reach. So librarians, information professionals, educators, and those concerned with citizens alike, you can understand these psychosocial factors at play, like mortality salience, self-esteem, and cultural worldviews. And we can design better health communication strategies, promote critical thinking, promote media literacy, combat disinformation, and foster a more inclusive and informed society. So, libraries and information professionals play a crucial role in mitigating the impact of mortality salience on information seeking behaviors by creating more equitable spaces for everyone. In conclusion, peer management theory offers a powerful lens through which to address and understand the complexities of human behavior, especially in the context of information seeking. By leveraging this knowledge, we can empower individuals to make informed decisions while fostering a more inclusive and resilient society. So let's embrace the chaos, my friends, and let TMT be our guiding light through the murky waters of human behavior. Together, we'll navigate this existential minefield with grace, humor, and maybe just a hint of existential dread. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, knowledge is power, but understanding is key. Let's continue to learn, explore, and grow together.